A lot of people have been asking me recently, how can I trade meme coins with a small amount, something like zero point 0.1 Solana, even zero point 0.2 Solana? How can we actually begin to trade that up to multiple Solana within our portfolio? Today's video's main focus is going to be on showing you exactly what I would do with a small portfolio. And over these series of videos, I'm going to be doing live trading using the funds you see right here. And I'll actually teach you what you need to be able to crush these meme coin trenches. Because if you're not in the trenches for 7 days, it can take a lot of time to actually come back and understand what's the new narrative within the meme coin market. And it's always advised to trade with a smaller amount before you actually get your grips and begin with some positive trades. I'm always trading here on Axiom and using the Tradewiz extension. It's actually a lot faster than the overall Axiom execution. So make sure to check that out in the video description. You get a massive discount on all your trading fees. So you save on trading fees and you get a quicker execution on all of your trades. So I'm going to come back to the Pulse tab on Axiom. And here I'm using very specific filters. So let's actually go through that right now. In the new pairs section, I'll only select pump and bonk. These are the two with the biggest volume right now. Then I will scroll down. See, in this audit section, I'm going to only put coins within the first minute. I only want to be seeing really snappy coins, potentially ones as early as possible. These are only going to show super early opportunities. Like you see, two just popped up, but they'll be gone within 60 seconds. And then for the metrics, I'm looking at least $2,000 in volume. So what this is really filtering for is coins that are coming early into the market, but are also hitting a decent amount of volume, because some of these coins within the first, 5 seconds of launching already have $2,000 in volume. So that's showing some potential early snipers, early traders, something that I definitely want to look into further. Then in this middle section, the final stretch, with these filters, I'm going to turn all of my protocols on. Then we'll start with the audit section. So I'm only going to be looking at coins within the first 20 minutes. So that's really, really important. And also top 10 holders holding a maximum of 40%. I do want to see a bit of a distribution of the overall tokens. Then in the metrics section, we'll come and put a minimum of 10,000 in market cap. So it's at least showing a coin that's having a little bit of volume, a little bit of momentum. Then at least bonding curve at 18%. Global fees paid, I really like to add this in at 0.5 Sol. This just ensures that it's a true contract, a true coin. A lot of the times, if it's sort of a fake or a rug, that they're not actually paying any global fees. So that's just a way to quickly get around that. So there are all the metrics for the final stretch. And then in the migrated section, we'll come over for migrated again, turn on all the protocols, come down to audit, and we'll scroll down and we can see my bundle percentage maximum I'm setting at 30%. That's really important. Then in the metrics, at least $20,000 in volume and at least a $70,000 market cap. So again, ensuring it's at least over its bonding curve and showing that there's at least a decent amount of volume so far in the coin. And then finally, I'm going to put global fees paid at least 3 Solana again to ensure that it is a true contract. So now we're getting a lot of variety. We're getting some early coins with a lot of volume. We're getting some medium coins before they hit their bonding curve, again, with a decent amount of volume. And then we've got these already migrated coins staying above their migrated market cap and potentially showing ones that could run to hundreds of thousands to multi-million market caps. So right here, let me mainly focus on these new pairs. Again, this is going to be the biggest opportunity because they're going to be one of the smallest in market cap, going to show that could catch them super early. Even if it just hits 100,000 in market cap, that could be a 5 to 10x. So let's open up the couple of opportunities that is currently being shown to us. Now let's wait for that to load. So when I open up the coin, the first thing I always want to do is just focus on the 1 second chart. Then I at least want to open up and see who's the creator of the coin, who's the actual admin behind this coin. And see the reason why this particular coin is actually pumping is because pump fund is actually down. So right here, when you're creating a coin, it actually gives a current error. So it seems like people are actually having an error. We could actually do our own research, go ahead and actually try that for ourselves on Pump Fund. I really like Axiom because one thing we can do as well is scroll down to the bottom. I'm always checking out all of this token information. Like we can see here, the bundle is actually sitting at close to 80%. So this definitely wouldn't be a coin that I want to be getting into. Then when we actually scroll down as well, I really love to see the similar tokens because we can actually check in the past, has there been any similar tokens? Here, there's one from 11 months ago, 7 months ago, 4 months ago. So there definitely has been a couple of tokens around this Pump Fund and Pump Fund going down. But it looks like, especially with the bundle holders, essentially not even worth the look if Pump Fund is down because this token just seems like it's not going to run with the overall token in metrics. Next, let me show you how I would analyze the final stretch coins. Very similar to the newest pairs. Again, really, the 1 second or the 15-second time frame is the only chart that I'd be looking at. We can see here we're getting a strong uptrend, continuous high highs and high lows. Definitely something I want to be seeing in terms of technical structure, bouncing off at least the 20 exponential moving average. I'm always adding the EMA to my chart, which you can easily add here on Axiom. Type in EMA, change the overall length to 20. Definitely my favorite. Again, always scrolling down and ensuring the token info. So all of this token info is fine. 19% for bundlers and 25% for the top 10% of holders. Completely fine. Then I really like this as a community coin. And we actually see who's the member behind this, who's the actual creator. So we can see exactly who it's created by and what is the narrative behind this potential coin. We'll jump over and actually search about this contract address on X, see exactly what it's about. Here, who are some potential influencers talking about a coin. Here we can see the actual admin. So its coin sort of jumping on the back of Fartcoin. If you know Fartcoin's overall logo is exactly the same. But with this type of coin, what I want to be doing if I'm entering for 0.1 Solana is we can top blast right now. So we could just say, okay, let's enter right here at the top. But I'm always looking to buy at least at an average price. And that's why I like putting the EMA. Because if I know that this is in an uptrend, how we can see high, 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 low, high, 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 low, just this overall basic technical structure, then we look to enter. But top blasting, rather than entering at a 31 market cap, we can look to enter lower at something like 25 or 26,000 market cap. That would overall save us a lot of percentage on our position. Like you just saw a second ago, price was all the way up at 30,000 market cap. And we actually dropped to 24,000 market cap. So you see a 20% drop, a 20% chance to save in your position just means that when we do come back to the old high, we're already up 20% in our position. So it actually helps. It allows us to risk less on our trade because especially when we're initially in a lot of these coins, using technical structure helps a lot. When I'm trading a lot of these coins, technical structure really helps a lot. Like I know that if we are going to go below this low or even below this low, I need to be getting out of my trade. So I know exactly the type of risk I'm having. And if I am going to be looking for a continuation to the upside, probably be looking at least at the first level at around this 50 to 45,000 in market cap. Next, I do play the migrated section again a little bit differently because I would be waiting for a strong uptrend here. We want to scroll out a little bit more on these migrated coins because I do want to overall see the charts. We can see really solid uptrend right here. Now what I want to be doing is coming to at least, say, the 5-minute chart so I can see the full trend. Where was the last breakout? Using this Fibonacci retracement. So the last beginning of the uptrend was right down here. Bring it all the way to the up. Now, where we're looking for an entry is between this 0.5 to 618 because why am I doing this on this type of chart? Now, I'm already seeing it's a strong migrated coin. We're seeing a strong uptrend. So what am I doing? I'm buying low in a strong uptrend. Not only buying at this 20 EMA, but I'm also using confluence from the Fibonacci retracement to actually say, okay, we're entering at the 0.5, we're entering at the EMA in a strong uptrend. Now, I personally love to use technical analysis when I'm trading meme coins. Every person has their own particular strategy, but technical analysis allows me to ensure my risk and my reward is calculated perfectly. And then I can take a trade like here. I can use Tradewiz. I can set up my buys and my sell percentages. I enter here for 0.1 Solana and look for that continuation to the upside. If you're asking, where would I look to take profits? Well, I would at least take some profits to the old high because a lot of traders, why am I selling at the old high? because there's a lot of traders trapped in their position here. There was a lot of traders that actually top blasted, entered in their positions rather than waiting for an EMA retest. And what that means is when price does come back into this area, a lot of the people that were entered back here are going to exit and say, basically, thank you. I can finally get out break even. Let me enter out of my position. So that's one reason I'm going to be at least taking a portion of my profits here at the old high, because we will see at least a small sell-off once we break back to that price. And then we'll look for that continuation, probably to 400,000 to 500,000 market cap. But again, it would depend. I'd need to actually do some more research, jump into this particular nickel coin community, go to the creator, do some more research, and even double check everything about the token information. So there you have it. That's the strategy that I'm applying if I was to use 0.1 Solana to begin trading meme coins. In the next video, I'm going to be using that 0.1 trading strategy. I'll show you some live trades. So leave a comment if you would like to see some live trading. Smash the like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.